Lot to get in here on our second half highlights as they came out with a lot of water. Trojans were leading at 14-0. We're going to be talking with Riley Busta and Coach Mark Scott on this report with all of the second half highlights. Let's pick up early on right away. Brian Schmidt, who had a big second half there with touchdown almost right away at the beginning of the half. We're going to see Brian here on a couple of more runs before we look at that. Big hold. What kind of blocking was that? And then he drags a guy with him for a little bit. And Brian right here on a 2-point conversion got in there. And we're going to have Riley Busta coming up with his highlights on the night, which were numerous, right after this. No matter where you live in the Turkey Valley District and beyond, you can turn your business to cash when you come and save here in Lawler. No matter the project, big or small, do it yourself, or someone doing it for you, Come and Save here has the lumber and other building supplies and hardware items you need to get the project done while saving some money. Always friendly and knowledgeable service too. Look for the Come and Save here signs in Lawler and turn your business to cash.
Talking with Riley Busta, you're at linebacker tonight. You were all over the field. I think this is probably your best game as a varsity player.
By far. I was just filling gaps.
Yeah, and that's a lot of fun to be out there and get in on those plays.
Oh yeah, tackling people is probably the best.
Yeah, and the Trojans, you really had it going tonight. I mean, everything was clicking for you on defense. It was kind of too bad though that the shutout got away.
Yeah, got away on us. Well, we had to get the young guys in, so.
Yeah, and they have to work, to get better for next year. And now, Trojans, you're in the hunt for the playoffs, 2-1 in the district, and that's really what counts. And I'm sure that's your goal, to get in there and into the playoffs.
I always want to keep improving every week. Defense played really good this week. We just need to keep doing that every week. Absolutely. And now what's the key for you, do you think, the rest of the season? Just keep wrapping up and taking people to the ground, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think, was this the first game you were playing linebacker?
Nope, I've played about half of all the other games.
You did? Okay, yep. Okay. I guess we saw you on a lot more tackles tonight. That's yeah, all right. Riley Busta, Jr.
You're going to Decorah anyway, so you might as well stop at the Fairway Food Store, where you get the very best in meat. The beef, the pork, it doesn't matter, the chicken. It's all delicious at Fairway. They also have the juiciest produce and the freshest produce. So stop there at Fairway for the meat, the produce, and everything else. It's a full-service food store. Fairway in Decorah.
Talking with Turkey Valley coach Mark Scott, 38-16, 2-1 in the district, and that's probably the best thing about tonight.
Yeah, and we played a lot better tonight. Our offense started clicking a little better. I mean, we ran the ball a little better. We blocked a little better up front. Switched our defense around a little bit this week, and I think that helped out a little bit.
And a key in that first half, I think it was probably still 0-0 when they were inside the 5, wasn't it? Or was it 6-0 at that time? I can't remember. But your defense held up on about 3 plays inside the 5.
Yeah, I think it was first and goal inside there, and then they had 4 plays. Yeah, it was 0-0 at the time, I think. Yeah, that was a huge play because I think we drove the ball out of there right after that. And I'm not even sure if we drove it all the way down the score. I don't remember. But yeah, that was a huge defensive stand. They didn't give up, and they kept. Yeah, they played well there.
Yeah, and for about the first quarter and a half, it was, I think, a 0-0 game, and then you kind of took command. It was probably the only thing. It was too bad you didn't get the shutout. I mean, you had them there with about 4.5 minutes left, and they did get in the end zone on you.
Well, shutout would be nice, but when we're trying to get kids in the game, and when you're getting some of your less experienced kids in the game, those things happen. And at that point, we're not worried about the shutout. We're worried about kids learning and getting some playing time.
You really ran the ball well, like you mentioned. You had a couple of guys, Luke and Brian especially. They were just pounding in there. You remember old Larry Zonka? That's what Luke kind of reminded me of tonight here.
He's a little bigger than Larry Zonka. But yeah, that's what I said. We worked a little bit on not just. One of the things we worked on this week is not letting people tackle you. Don't run, just run into somebody. Just keep running and rip through. Do the things we work on. Rip the arms, stiff arms, hit and spin. Just keep your feet moving.
And you definitely did that because you were tough to bring down. And now it's a homecoming next week, North Butler. Always a win you want to get is at homecoming.
We want to get all the wins, but yeah, that'll be they'll be a good solid team. Right. I mean, they're going to be a lot more physical than this team was tonight. They got a few more seniors. They got a good fullback and linebacker, and that Rotler kid, I think his name is. He's a good athlete. We'll have to play well, and hopefully we're not too distracted this week.
And how about the injury? We did see Riley Merritt go off, but was that a cramp or was it something else?
I believe it was a cramp because he was going to go back in later on. At that time we just held him out. It was it was a pretty severe calf cramp there.
Okay. And nobody else, I don't think it was banged up or.
Well, I'm sure there were some dings. But I think injury-wise we came out. We're starting to get a little healthier. Earlier in the year, that first game, we had some kids get hurt, and we were kind of nursing some injuries, and I think we're getting a little healthier now.
All right, Coach Mark Scott, a nice 38-16 win on the road here at East Buchanan.